it's Brian KJ5ABM. I'm here to show y'all how to get the Anytone 868 UV to run APRS digitally. This does not have the ability to run native analog APRS, and there's no menu options for APRS. You're kind of at the creek with this radio. And I haven't found a video by Bridgecom or anybody else, and because they've all moved on to the 878 Mark IIs, which are impressive radios, by the way. I like those. I really want one, desperately want one. I just can't afford one right now. That being said, we're going to move on. So I need you to get a piece of paper and a pen out and write something down for me. I'll go ahead and pause the video real quick, alright? Alright, now we're back. So you're going to write this down. Repeater equals zone. If you're new to DMR, that's a kind of a hurdle there. And channel equal talk group. Okay, channel equals talk group. I'm gonna say repeater and channel sometimes, and I apologize for it, but that's what I mean when I say it. Okay, giving y'all a guide up front for my stupidity. So we're gonna move forward with this. So you're about to write something else down here too. We're gonna go to digital APRS information. You're going to want to set this one to max, which is 255. For testing purposes, we're leaving it at 0 for now. Once you test it and it's good and it works, max this out. You do not want this transmitting every time you hit the key. Alright? Set it at 5 minutes for automatic, or however you feel comfortable, 10 minutes even. I don't care. That's on you. Power is on you too. Whatever you feel like you need to transmit, transmit it. So the first one here, aka first zone, aka repeater, is my hotspot. And this is set for hotspot Oklahoma. You see, I have a bunch of things on my hotspot, all these different channels, aka talk groups. This is set for the Oklahoma statewide. And this is set for Tecumseh, Oklahoma, which is closer to me, statewide. Norman, Oklahoma, statewide. Davis, Oklahoma, statewide. Falls Creek purposes in the Arbuckle Mountains if I go down there. That's why I have Davis on here. I got 3 for Oklahoma City, downtown, northwest, and east. So basically I'm going basically starting northwest, downtown, east, or whatever. I'm covering the whole darn city. It's kind of one little grid there. So it works. And then you're gonna want to go through here and find your local repeaters, aka zones, and you need to go through here and make whatever statewide talk group you have. You need to make them do that. So I want you to go through there and do that for all of them, and then you need to go through here and write these down. Report channel, or 1 equals this, 2 equals that. This will come in handy next, okay? So you're going to want to pause the video and go ahead and take care of that. I'll be here for you when you get back. Okay, so now that that's done, we're going to move on. APRS talk group is 310.999 in the United States. It's some other ones, other places. Sorry. I'm only covering the U.S. Private call, yes. Slot 2, yes. So for APRS, you need to go to the Brandmeiser website and go to self-care, and then just give it the call sign you're going to want to use APRS through. And you should be good to go on that. And once that's done, you should be good to go. And once you do all this, you're good to go. And when I said the Brandmeiser, I'm not showing you how to do it because it's just really easy to do. You just go to their self-care on the website when you log in, and then you just tell it what call sign to monitor APRS for, or whatever, transmit APRS on your behalf. And that's all you got to do. Alright, let's click OK. So the next task we do is going to be a little more difficult. So I'm ignoring hotspot. So what we're going to do is, okay, Davis, Oklahoma's repeater's right here, so we're going to use it. Davis, Oklahoma weather. I'm double clicking. So you want to come down to here, APRS report. And the default, it will be off, and it will be 1 down here. So I'm going to turn it on. And the report channel from back here that I told y'all to write down, for Davis, it's 4 on mine. So it will contact Oklahoma weather, the group call, but it filters. So you're keying up, and you're contacting that, saying, for example, KJ5ABM monitoring statewide weather, or Oklahoma weather, and let off. You're monitoring that frequency. Let's say you're expecting weather, right? Leave it at that. And what happens is, after you're done keying up, APRS report goes through. It sends an APRS packet. And what happens is it's not even going through the weather. But as long as you're on that talk group, aka on that channel, it will do it every time you in this case every 255 seconds that maxes out when you're keying up and talking, or it will do it every 300 seconds automatically, or 10 minutes, or however you want to do it, right? This is where you program that. You cannot change it in your radio, so you're stuck doing it here. Sorry. Number 4 is Davis, and it goes through the state. So you're playing, technically, when you key up here, you're playing with 2 talk groups. Technically 3, but you're using 2. So what happens is you're keying up, you're going through Oklahoma weather. No one on Oklahoma weather knows what you're doing. Okay, that's done. It goes, and then the packet itself goes back in time, does a little loop, and then comes back out through the statewide. So you're within range of the Davis repeater. Let's say you talk to the weather group, or you monitor the statewide, and it will go through, and it will come back through the APRS packet. Will go through and then send and go through the statewide, kind of the back door. No one's going to know. This will not light up if you do it. The only way it lights up is if you talk on the talk group for a second, say you're monitoring. And that will get other people in the talk group's attention, but the APRS packet will not do that. Because it filters through. Why does it not notify anybody when you do it? Well, you may be reporting it through the statewide, but make no mistake, you are sending through the APRS talk group, and you are sending it as a private call. It will not bother anybody else. So that's a way to stealthily do it. And I have all of Davis's. So yeah, those are all set to Davis, and we're good to go. So Northwest Oklahoma City, what was that, number 5? Number 5, Fav. So you just got to make sure that all these are, see that one's off, on, it's going to 5. So this is why I mentioned earlier, if you go back to the original APRS screen here, manual transmit, because when you key up, every time you key up, it's going to send an APRS packet. You don't want that. You want to max it out, and so it doesn't do that. For testing purposes, leave it at 0. But once it's done, and once you confirm the test, you max that out, and you leave it there. You don't want to annoy people with a bunch of APRS packets. That will get the APRS side of things. People will notice there. Not here. So if you have done this, then you have successfully configured your 868 to run digital APRS standard. If you're satisfied with that, you're done watching this. I have one more trick for you. So we're going to go up here. Forgive my allergies have been killing me. And we're going to ignore the BGOs here. That was an experiment that did not even leave the ground. Didn't even try that yet. So anyway, these are all dummy channels. Not those two. The bottom 2 are not. But these all right here are dummy channels. Well, why are they dummy channels? Well, when you key up, let's say you're hiking in the woods and you do not want to waste what power you have in this radio, but you still want to run APRS. If you monitor a talk group, when people key up and they talk to you, and you hear it coming through your radio, and it lights up your screen, and you hear it coming through your radio, that's wasting power. But what if you could just transmit one time on a dummy frequency, and it still route through and do APRS for you? So let's say I'm hiking in the Arbuckle Mountains of Oklahoma. I'm down there by Davis, right? And maybe I want to walk to the prayer garden at Falls Creek and want APRS to track me. The old prayer garden, not the new one. I like the old one more. So you go to Davis APRS, and this is set up differently. Instead of to the talk, this is not to a talk group. It's just to APRS talk group. That's it. All right, and that's all you're talking to. And then you got that set up for 4. Well, 4, isn't that the statewide talk group for what we were doing earlier? You said it's a dummy frequency. It's not even hitting the repeater, is it? Is it? It is. It actually it's just like when you key up on that. Pretend you're on the channel. You key up, and it hits that talk group. Pretend you're doing that. Well, this time you're not even hitting the repeater with the dummy frequency, so nobody knows you just keyed up. And the only thing that goes through that repeater is the APRS packet. Backdoor stealth, no one knows you did it. And the only way they'll know is if they pull up some kind of online log showing any activity going through that repeater, aka going through that talk group. They'll see that little traffic there. It's in the background, and as long as you're only doing it every 5 to 10 minutes, you know, whatever. No one's. It's not going to notify the end user. Okay, it's just going to be in the background. It's a background process. You just want to do it every 5 minutes, maybe every 10 minutes. You max out that manual one. You don't want that one. Like I said, every time you key up, you don't want to overload any network with with the APRS packet, even though it's next to nothing. Still, you don't want to take that resource up from somebody else that could be doing the same thing you're doing. So um, that's what these dummy frequencies are set for. So every one of those channels I have a dummy frequency set. So let's say like I said, if I'm in Tecumseh and just don't want this going off, I don't want to hear anybody else doing anything, then I'm gonna key up that dummy channel. It's gonna hit Tecumseh's repeater, and it's gonna broadcast APRS as I'm moving around, and it's saving power because it's only transmitting every 5 minutes for like a couple of seconds, maybe 3 or 4 seconds at most, and it stops, and then it's every so many minutes doing it that way, and this could go all day, just like that. And if I plug in, it's gonna go even longer, but you know, um, and you're not hearing anyone talking while you're doing that. This is just a beacon. That's it. And if you want to stealthily do it, that's the way to do it. And if you want to monitor the actual talk group, key up, say you're monitoring the talk group, leave it at that. And as long as you are still in that talk group and you don't change it, it's going to keep broadcasting your APRS packet to that one. So anyway, I hope this helps. This, like I said, it doesn't affect other people. They will not know you're doing it. It's not going to be on other people's radios when you do APRS. You will notice it on the APRS.fi website. It will definitely notice it on there. And if anyone were to pull a log of all traffic going through a repeater, they would then see talk group 310.999 got sent through, and you kind of piggyback through the statewide to get that done. And not a big deal. It works, and it's just a way to make this happen. The simple way of doing it. There are better ways of doing this. You can set it up with the newer radios and do it analog, right? But you just do not have that option with this, and it is a complicated process when you think about it. When you haven't done it before, it's hard to do. But now that it's done, and once you have it done and you memorize it, it becomes stupid easy. So that's really good for me because I really like things being easy. It was really hard to figure this out. I spent a few days of spare time doing this and managed to get it working. I'm really happy with APRS. Never done it before. Really liking it. And yeah, I hope this helps somebody. And I hope you guys have a really good day and just have fun with APRS. HA5ABM clear.